Hey there, folks. Today I'm going to talk about urbanness, urban things. When I was a little kid, growing up in extremely small town Canada, not that it was an extremely small town, but when it's a small town in the smallest province, in the least important part of Canada, the Maritimes, and you definitely feel very strongly that you're in the boonies, even compared to other Canadians. You can develop a little bit of a complex about it. And when I was a kid growing up in that situation, everything on TV that was urban seemed exciting to me. I mean, it kind of all started with Sesame Street, because that little corner of Sesame Street is, it's a tenement block. There's a stoop. There's a corner store. The whole thing is inherently urban. And, of course, I also saw lots of urban things on other parts of TV. Some of my favorite parts of Sesame Street actually were the filmed parts, which were, kids playing basketball at the local schoolyard and playing hopscotch on streets and things like that. And it all seemed just so much better somehow. I wouldn't have been able to define that, but it seemed like that those people were leading a life that was more vital, more exciting, in some ways, in a weird way, friendlier. And, I was there in the boonies. It even seemed to me like their lives were somehow more valid, more real in a way. Like, almost like they were in color and I was in black and white. And, that's how things stayed. And technically, when I moved to Charlottetown for university, which is the other end of my incredibly small province of only 180,000 people, that is a city, kinda. But, I mean, not where it's not like there's skyscrapers and apartment buildings and cabs that you hail and things like that. So, I mean, technically there was more people, but, whatever. I didn't really feel like I lived in the city yet. And, it did feel bigger, in a way that I wouldn't have been able to define. And, it took a while before I ended up living someplace which actually was a city. In this case, it was Portland, Oregon. It's a rather nice city, frankly. I love downtown Portland. It's got a ton of just fun little parks and lots of green, and it's generally just a highly copacetic place. Anyway, but here's the thing, right? And here's the part of it that's actually intriguing to me as a mystery. It's that way back in 2008, I went home to Prince Edward Island for Christmas. I was there for like a couple of weeks. More like 3 weeks, actually. So, and when I was there, I could feel the slowness of everything, the sleepiness of it all. And yet, I mean, the streets of my hometown are not that different from the streets of here in Richmond, BC. We have the same stores, the same amenities, and yet the difference was, quite frankly, stark. So what I want to know is, how did I know? Where does this feeling come from? Why do I feel like living the life as I do now in a much larger urban city is the only thing that would be acceptable to me now? And if I was to go back to my hometown to live, not just to visit, it would be kind of like dying, honestly. I don't think that I could adjust to the famous slower pace of life that apparently people from away just can't get enough of. Again, maybe if you ask me again, like 10 years from now, when I'm even older and slower and when things like peacefulness mean even more to me, maybe I'll change my tune. A lot of people who leave Prince Edward Island when they're, in their 20s do end up coming back in their 60s. So maybe I'll be one of them. But for now, I just can't imagine it. I get this stifling feeling just thinking about it. And the scientific question is, what's the actual difference? There's got to be something in the air. And, something that comprises the vibe of a place. And it's not, the houses on the streets. It's not the businesses in the malls. It's not the availability of roads. It's something else. It's something that just quickens the pulse and makes you feel like you're someplace vital. Something comprises that faster pace of life. That faster pace of life. The only thing I can think of to explain it is pheromones. But so is there such thing as quickness pheromones? It's the only medium for conveying this message that I can think of. We can smell that there's a whole lot of other humans around us. And that puts us in a different frame of mind than sleepy, tiny, small-town suburbia. So I put it out to you, people who actually listen to what I say, and thank God for you. What do you think it is? How do you think we know instinctively what the surrounding humans are like around us? I guess that's all for me for today, folks. I will talk to you nice people again tomorrow. Bye-bye.